Hey everyone, before we get started, I just want to introduce myself. This is Craig Emmerich. My wife Maria and I have published a whole lot of books, over 20 books, over 20 years. If you include our ebooks like this one, I think we've got about upwards of 30 books that we've published. We've been helping hundreds of thousands of people over the last 20 years get healthy, lose weight. Here's some examples of some of them. And we're going to talk about some interesting topics today. One of the things we get asked about a lot is what's the difference between keto, carnivore, and protein-sparing modified fast? So the way we look at it, there's a number of ways that you can design diets and lifestyles in each of those things. Protein-sparing modified fast is more restrictive. We'll get into that in a moment. But the ketogenic diet that we prescribe is a whole foods based approach. We try to do it in the healthiest way possible. And so we always promote whole foods, but it's primarily meat and low carb vegetables. I mean, that's what the ketogenic diet is in its core. You can have a lot of things added to that. You can do breads that are like Maria's protein sparing bread made from egg whites. You can do a lot of different things with it, but that's the basis of a healthy ketogenic diet. And when you look at it, what it means to be ketogenic, what we call ketogenic, is when your body's primarily burning fat as its fuel. So once you restrict your carbohydrates enough, then your body will burn fat as its primary fuel. Once you've depleted the carbohydrates in the diet and the glycogen in your liver, now your body's got a force to burn more fat as its fuel. In the diet, carbohydrates in the diet just displace fat from being burning. So the less carbs you have, the more fat you burn off your own body. And that's part of what being ketogenic is. That's how we define it. And in this state, you're primarily burning free fatty acids directly out of your fat stores, not ketones. So the process is your body fat is stored as a triglyceride molecule. That's 3 free fatty acids connected by a glycerol backbone. When your body needs fuel and there's not carbohydrates around as many, it pulls off the glycerol, and the 3 free fatty acids go into your blood stream. They bind to something called albumin to pass through the bloodstream, and the muscle and tissues can directly burn free fatty acids. And that's the majority of the fat that you burn when you're on a ketogenic carnivore or protein-sparing diet. It's free fatty acids. The glycerol then goes to the liver, and some of that 3 glycerol molecules can be turned into a glucose molecule, which can help fuel parts of the brain and red blood cells that still need glucose when you're eating ketogenic. Some of the free fatty acids can also go to the liver and be turned into ketones, also to fuel the brain and to get through the blood-brain barrier and fuel some of the body parts that prefer to run on ketones. But the majority of the fuel that you're going to burn when you're eating ketogenically or carnivore is going to be free fatty acids.
Aloha friends. One of my very favorite things to do is go camping, and I love camping in Devil's Lake, Wisconsin. If you've ever been here, give a shout out. It's amazing. I already ran around the lake this morning, and now we're on a family hike around the lake. And to keep my energy up, I always pack LMNT with me. All you have to do is throw it into a bottle of water and shake it up. It's a natural Gatorade without sugar. And if you want to get a free sample with your order, they are so generous. If you go to drinklmnt.com/KetoMaria, you can get a free sample with your order, and it's really good. We love the raspberry, we love the orange, the watermelon's good. They're all good, and even the chocolate. It makes a great hot chocolate after a long hike around a campfire. So check it out, drinklmnt.com/KetoMaria.
So that is a ketogenic diet, and how to get there is you cut the carbohydrates way down. We typically say 20 grams or less total carbs. I'll put a chart up here that kind of breaks down each of these diets. So very low carbohydrate, getting enough protein for your lean mass. So somebody who's 6'4" man that's a bodybuilder, he's got a lot more muscle. he's going to need more protein to maintain that, versus a woman that's 5 foot tall and lean. She's going to not need as much protein. So we adjust the protein based on your lean mass. That's your goal. You got to get that much protein each day. Then fat is your dial that you adjust up or down based on your goals. You dial the fat down in the diet if you want to burn more fat off the body. And then you dial the fat up in the diet if you want to maintain or certain conditions as well. You can talk about seizure control and Alzheimer's and certain brain bipolar and issues that run. When you have higher blood ketones, it's better for those conditions, for the brain and whatnot, because then that more ketones are getting to the brain to help fuel it, which Alzheimer's is essentially type 3 diabetes. It's just insulin resistance of the brain. The brain's not burning glucose anymore as well as it should, so the ketones provide another fuel source. So the diet can be adjusted, and this what I've just described can be done with keto or carnivore. And if you look here, the only real difference between keto and carnivore is you eliminate the plants. So really, same thing, you want low carbohydrates. Well, you're eating only animal proteins, you're not eating any plants, so you're naturally going to be low in carbohydrates. It's going to be easy to stay under 20 grams of carbs every day. Protein, still a goal. You still have a certain amount of muscle that you want to maintain. Fat, again, you adjust it based on your goals. More fat in the diet means less burned off the body, and vice versa. So you dial that fat up and down based on your goals, especially if the goal is Alzheimer's or some of these brain conditions. You dial the fat up a little bit more just to supply more blood ketones to the brain. It can help elevate blood ketones for those conditions. The third method, which is protein-sparing modified fast, is different than the other two. Keto and carnivore can be a lifestyle. You can eat this way for life. Protein-sparing modified fast is a tool. It's a weight loss tool. It's great for breaking stalls. It's great for speeding up weight loss results. It is not a lifestyle. You don't eat this way for life. This is something you implement occasionally to break a stall or speed up weight loss. The way I like to think of it is you replace like a 36-hour fast, a 48-hour fast with a day or two of protein-sparing modified fast. It just substitutes. We believe it's a healthier way to get the same results of weight loss while maintaining muscle instead of losing it like you would with a water fast. And so what is a protein-sparing modified fast? It's, again, very low carbohydrate. It's going to be hitting your protein goal again. You still have the same muscle you want to maintain. So hitting that protein goal. We typically, in our calculator, will add a little more protein to the macro for protein-sparing modified fast just to help with satiety, because it's a very low-calorie day. And so if you need to go a little more protein to help with satiety, that's fine. But if you hit your normal protein goal on that day, that's fine too. You don't have to add extra. And then fat is much lower. You'll see it's about 20 to 30 grams is what we typically say for a protein-sparing modified fast day. What this does is it really forces the body to tap the stored fat for fuel and use more of that body fat for fuel. So this is a great tool for speeding up weight loss, breaking a stall. It's something, again, you could use occasionally in place of a 2-day fast. You do 2 days of protein sparing. Once you get to your goals, then you don't have to do protein sparing days anymore. It's a weight loss tool. You can do keto or carnivore from that point on, whether you prefer to live with plants or not. It's completely your preference and whatever you want to do. Either way can be done properly and well formulated with whole foods, can be a healthy lifestyle for the long term. So I hope that helps understand the difference between keto, carnivore, and protein-sparing modified fast.
If you want to change your life like I've changed mine with food, I would be honored to help you. Many of you don't know that I was twice my size. I had acid reflux. I had PCOS, which is polycystic ovarian syndrome. I had depression. I had IBS, which is irritable bowel syndrome. And food changed my life. And not only did that happen, I get to eat good food, right? Good food. So if you want to eat good food, I have perfected meal plans made by me and personal help with supplements or modifications if you have Hashimoto's, if you have Graves, if you have IBS, if you have PCOS, contact me. I would be honored to help you. You can go to keto-adapted.com and find a lot of different options there for personalized help, or message me by commenting below on this YouTube video, or you can check me out at mariamindbodyhealth.com. Mahalo.